Hey folks, this is Ardwulf. Welcome to my playthrough of Stellaris from Paradox. This is a game I've been looking forward to quite a bit. This is going to be episode 0, where we go through and fiddle with things like the settings and the empire creation. And I'm going to guess that this is all fine. Sure. We'll turn that on. Autosave to the cloud, just in case I want to play this on a different computer at some point. Full tutorial, that's fine too. So let's start a new game. Now we have these like preset 8 empires here that we could start with, but that's no fun. So we're going to create a new one. Let's see. So we're going to first set our appearance. We're going to be a human empire here, and we're going to call ourselves the New Terran Republic. And this all looks fine. We do want the ship prefix will be the Republic Starship, RSS. So we have a ton of. Let's see here. So I got the general impression here that you can pick a name list to determine what name list you pick for leaderships, planets, and fleets. And it looks like number 1 is kind of the Americanized one, and number 2 is kind of the British-ish one, which is just going by the ship names, actually. So I came up with my own name lists. I'm going to pretty much go with the name lists out of the box at first. We're going to go with this one because I think it's a little bit cooler. But we're going to start renaming things once we have either colonies or we have ships that I designed as opposed to that the game designed. So we get to pick genetic traits. Trait points left versus picks left. I'm not sure what the deal is there. So we're going to go with, let's find our bad stuff first. Weak, sedentary, solitary, repugnant. Be amusing to pick this as humans. Decadent. I don't know that I want any of these. And I don't know that slow breeders really makes a ton of sense. So it kind of sounds to me like we're going to pick. So let's see if we pick one and another one. Then we have 2 trait picks left. So I guess this means we could take. Yeah, okay. I see how this works. All right. So you can have a total of 4 traits. That can be 2 positive traits, would be fine, or 2 positive traits and 2 negative traits. So you can have 4 total traits, but you only have 2 points to start with. So I think what we're going to take intelligent for 2 points. And I don't really like any of these negative traits for humans anyway. For a different race, I could probably find something. But I guess we'll just stick with intelligent. And we can have a male leader or a female leader. I guess we'll go with the female leader right now. We can even pick their appearance. That works. So I like this one the best for clothes, and I think you'll see why in a minute when I get to ethoses. Please chime in the comments if you feel like the music is a little too loud. To me, it feels a little too loud. So we're going to take the starting Sol system. So you can choose what type of homeworld you have as well. These are actually quite cool. So part of a big focus of the game is creating your own race and empire and what they're doing. We're just going to go with the Mammalian city. Now this is really interesting. You're going to pick your government and ethics. As humans, we're going to be somewhat militarist, but not fanatic militarists, because I'm an American and we're militarists. And I'm looking at... So these basically work as axes. So the militarist up here at the top counters the pacifist at the bottom. I'm going to go militarist. And let's see. Xenophile, collectivist. I'm interested in that, but not for this particular playthrough. Spiritualist, xenophobe, materialist. We'll go with materialist. You know, we could pick something on this. Now it looks like we can only pick 2. Technically, no. We can pick 3. We have 3 ethic points to pick from. So we're going to go with materialist. That's opposite of spiritualist. Xenophobe and xenophile, individualist or collectivist. So we're going to go with this. Individualist, militarist, and materialist. And we can pick... So these are the 15 different government types that we can have, and what our choices are depend on what ethics that we picked. So we can pick the indirect democracy. We can't pick the moral democracy. We can pick the direct democracy. We can't pick the theocratic republic, I think, because we need to be spiritualist. We can't pick the theocratic oligarchy or the divine mandate, the military dictatorship. We do have individualist. So we actually can't pick any of these monarchy type things, but we're going to pick the military republic, which gives us bonuses to army upkeep, ship upkeep, and war happiness. Full citizenship can only be gained through military service. The voting franchise is limited to full citizens, and they are the only ones allowed to hold public offices. So this is pretty much the Robert Heinlein Starship Troopers form of government right here, which is actually pretty cool that that's in the game, I think. So next... Now wait a minute. Alright, so we're going to have to... This is the name of the race. Terran, Terrans, and Terran. Okay, so we'll go back here. Homeworld name can't be empty. We're picking the star name. We'll go with Sol, I guess. And there's my Steam overlay that I didn't really want to see right now. We'll go with Terra. And it'll be a continental world, and then we'll go back to Empire name. And here we'll put in New Terran Republic. And now we'll pick a flag. Let's see. I'd already decided that we're going to go with blue. And we have quite a lot of different options here. So I could totally make that work. I don't know that these are any more ornate than the rest of them, particularly. Well, I'm making a militarist, but I'm not making an evil empire, which would make this a great choice, to be honest about it. So I'm going to go with this. I'd really like a lighter color for the secondary color, to be honest about it. Like white would be good. I guess we'll have to go with that. So now we choose this type of starting weapons that we have. Now we can research other types of weapons as the game goes on, but I think I'm going to pick projectile weapons. Yeah, okay, so projectile weapons are slug throwers, they are mass drivers. Missile weapons are actually propelled missiles. Energy weapons are beam weapons. I think we're going to go with projectile weapons. An FTL method, there's 3 of these as well. I kind of expect this to get expanded later on, but we'll see. But right now we can do warp travel, which is a pretty straightforward, just point your ship in one direction and it goes faster than light. Hyperspace travel is fast but limited to existing paths along the hyperlane network. And then wormholes are advanced. So we're just going to go with warp travel, I think. And then we can pick our different ship styles. I kind of like the anthropoid ships, actually, but we're going to go with the mammalian ships. And I think we are done here. Now, here's an interesting thing. We can save these. And now, this new Terran Republic is not only available in the saved races, but it's also available to spawn as an enemy faction, or another faction, if I play as somebody else. So this locks them out. It's not allowed to appear. This means it's allowed to appear, and this means it will always appear. So we're going to actually play with them. And let's look at our galaxy size. Now I feel obligated to dry run the computer on 1,000 stars. So if we say that there are 10 AI empires, then that gives everybody 100 stars. That's probably a little much. I'm going to say 20. And then AI empires, we'll put 3. Does that sound about right? I'm going to go with 25 here. And 3. I think that sounds better. Normal difficulty, allowed FTL method, so you can actually like decide that one way of hyperspace travel is like the only way that's available in this universe, and that's it. But in this case, we'll try any. That's fine. One of the cool things about Sword of the Stars was that everybody had their own different way of traveling between the stars, and I thought that was pretty cool. So let's start the new game and have a quick look around and see what happens. Here is our new Terran Republic. In the eons since the first primitive Terran communities took shape on the grassy savannas of Terra, our civilization has spread and prospered. Many wars were fought between our early nation-states, and those who could not defend themselves disappeared or were absorbed by stronger neighbors. These endless wars fostered a strong martial tradition, and to this day full citizenship is reserved for those who have proved willing to sacrifice themselves in defense of the state. Now, after the successful creation of several experimental subspace fields, the finest minds of the new Terran Republic have finished development of the first warp drives. The stars themselves are finally in our grasp. So we can see what we have here. The continental preference was set by our homeworld. So
Welcome,
let's start.
I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence developed under utmost secrecy by the military. High Command has activated me to serve as your advisor and strategic analyst.
So this is the advisor, and since this is our first game, we're going to leave the tutorial on.
You will have my full support.
And it will, it'll give us like missions and stuff. So the tutorial's actually kind of built into the game, which I think is kind of cool. So we have, it's like one world, one strike force.
Military fleets are used to protect our
Just fishing around with the UI here. I've watched some video on this, which started to get released last week.
If we so wish.
Okay. Our navy size is limited. Now that's interesting. Navy size is limited by technology and the skill of its commanding admiral. No admiral has been assigned to our starting fleet, so if we have the influence points to spare, we may wish to recruit one. We'll get to that.
This is our construction ship, which is used to construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
Okay, so this is like my world's list and my...
Empire. The planet's summary screen, which we are currently looking at, provides an overview of the planet's important statistics.
So this is basically the world's list, this is the fleet's list, and then I have, let's see... Then we have our typical move around. We can rotate the display in order to go out from... Oops. I may want to tweak that a little bit. The mouse wheel's pretty aggressive. So as you can see, we do have our Sol system here, our familiar Venus and Mars, and we have Juno, Vesta, Ceres, and Pallas. We have Titan as a moon of Saturn, Triton as a moon of Neptune, the 4 Galilean moons around Jupiter. Uranus doesn't get a moon, but oh well. And I don't know if Pluto's in here or not. Looks a little bit like no, which is a bit of disappointment. So let me call this video to a close. We'll call this episode 0. I hope that you will tune in with me for episode 1, which will be forthcoming immediately.